Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we have some Scream 6 news to talk about. Some Scream 6 news that comes from ViewerAnon, who I've talked about many times on my channel. A lot of the info he posts, I always cover on my channel most of the time. So, yeah, I'm always covering a lot of ViewerAnon's, Scream 6 info and whatnot. And he said some pretty interesting stuff on Twitter like 2 hours ago. And I screenshotted it, and then I was like, you know what? I gotta make a video because I know that if I don't do it right now, I'm gonna end up getting busy later on tomorrow, and then I'm not gonna probably post it at the time I want to tomorrow. So I'm just gonna make it right now, honestly. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and yeah, we're just gonna dive right into it. And yeah, like I said, hopefully you guys enjoy. But before I talk about this viewer non-news, I first want to say that I know in my last video I talked about um, the whole Universal horror stuff about him posting false info and like posting like fake stuff that isn't true and like I talked about that in my last video pretty much about Universal Horror posting, you know, information that isn't true about Scream 6 and images as well that aren't real either. And I talked about that in my last video. And I had even said that from now on, I'm not going to cover any more news from Universal Horror because I just don't really I just don't, I just don't really trust the stuff that he posts now at this point. So yeah, I already talked about all this in my last video, talking about Universal Horror and stuff. But also in my last video, I had also talked about Viewer Anon and a whole bunch of other sources. And the reason why I did that is because there's other sources as well that are actually reliable. So I had said that, if there is news from sources like ViewerAnon, I'm gonna cover it because he's actually reliable. Whatever source is reliable, I'm gonna talk about on my channel. I did say that of course I'm gonna be more careful with what I talk about with information that comes out. I'll be more careful with what I talk about. But, at the same time, if it comes from a valid source, I'm going to cover it. And if it doesn't, I won't cover it. Or, I don't know. Like, because even if whether, a lot of the times, either way, whether if the source and news comes from a valid source or not, I'll always say, like, most of the time, I'll say that, take it with a grain of salt. So it's like, that's nothing new. But yeah, like I said, I'm not going to cover any more news from Universal Horror, but ViewerAnon and anyone else that I follow that I see as credible, reliable sources, I will cover their news. So I just want to kind of reiterate that and cover that again. So yeah, but basically, ViewerAnon posted this today saying, "Here's something for the ravenous Scream 6 fans who keep asking for tidbits. Unlike all the other films in the series, quite a lot of the um, quite a lot of Six is set on the same night as the opening scene." When I honestly, when I first read this, I was confused. Like, what does this mean? Because I honestly don't know, and I'm still honestly kind of confused to be honest. Because like, look what it says. Like, you guys, are reading it yourself most likely as well. But look, it says, "Here's something for the ravenous Scream 6 fans who keep asking for tidbits. Unlike all the other films in the series, quite a lot of Six quite a lot of Scream 6 is set on the same night as the opening scene. Now, I'm like I said, I was completely confused when I first read this, but I'm still kind of confused even reading this now because I'm just like, he's basically like, does this mean that like quite a bit of of Scream 6 is set on the same night as the opening scene? So we're gonna have like a lot of like a we're gonna have like a big chunk of the film being set on you know on a particular day, like the opening scene, like you mentioned here, and then the film will carry on from there. And I mean, if because I don't know, because I feel like if that's the case, could we assume that Scream 6, when we first dive into the movie with the opening scene, could we assume that whenever we get into the opening scene, that technically we're already on the day of Halloween, whenever by the time we get to the opening scene? Is that possible? I don't know. And then like the rest of the film will carry on from that night of Halloween after the opening scene. Is that the case? And then like maybe the other half of the film takes place in the daytime the next day after Halloween. Who knows? That's possible. I feel like that's kind of what I'm getting, or kind of what I'm theorizing, and this is kind of the stuff I'm getting from this. Um, which I don't know. Um, like I guess I would have to kind of think about this a little more, but I just felt like this is interesting though, because I think this is honestly cool, in a way, because it's like, if you this I guess if it's set up like this, it could be possibly end up being, you know, made into like a part um part one of two type of movie, where Scream 6 is like basically just, it's basically a part one movie, and then it like ends off on a cliffhanger. All like half the movie takes place on the same day, and then the other half is on a different day, and then after that we end off on a cliffhanger, and then that's when it leads into Scream 7, which would be the part two to Scream 6. So it would directly link to each other, I guess, in a way. Um, I don't know, like that's possible, Scream like, and I've even seen, YouTubers like Faith Decided say that, like, what if Scream 6 is a part one of two? Like Scream 6 could be, just like basically the movie that is the like sort of the introduction to what's going on, and then Scream 7 is like basically the part two to Scream 6, and they both directly link to each other and take place basically right after each other, I guess, in a way, So yeah, I mean, I guess that could be the case if Scream 6 is set on the same night as the opening scene, quite a lot of it is, then I do think that this movie could be part one of two, and like I said, we might end up getting some type of cliffhanger for this movie, and I don't know. I guess um, I'm still kind of confused because I just don't really know. Like I guess we would just have to wait and see, how this would all turn out in the movie. Because reading this, from the internet, like it's gonna be confusing, just in our minds, just like for like just something that you're reading. But obviously, when you watch the movie, you might view it differently because you probably either will have a better understanding of it, or you'll just be able to you know, not understand it, but still understand what's going on in a way, as if you were just, suppose just reading something from the internet, and it comes off a little bit more differently a lot of the times compared to how the stuff actually plays out in the movie. And I guess, what ViewerAnon is saying here, I mean, who knows how this was actually what this could actually mean and how it would actually turn out in the film, for Scream 6. So I don't know, depending on execution, how they execute that, I guess, with, Scream 6, basically a lot of it, taking place on the same night, on the same day. My bad, guys. I'm over here having hiccups. But yeah, like if Scream 6 is basically, taking place, on the same night, the same day, the opening scene, you know, after the opening scene and whatnot. And then like maybe the rest of the film is then like the day after Halloween and whatnot, November 1st. Um, like I guess that I don't know. Like if that's probably what's happening here, I don't know. I think that could work, but execution is key. Um, I feel like it definitely is for a lot of things. So who knows? I guess we'll just have to see how that turns out. But I'm kind of eager to see what, some of the YouTubers I watch, like Faith Decided, of course, Killjoy Jake, and, Craving Something Scary. Um, we watched the movie, et cetera, whoever. A lot of the YouTubers I watch that are part of the, horror community, I wonder what they're going to talk about, like what they're going to say in their videos about this news from Viewing On that he just posted today. Because I'm honestly kind of confused myself here talking about this, but I'm still giving some of my own theories. But it's interesting though, like I said. But I wanna see what some of these other YouTubers I watch have to say about this news from Viewing On, just because I want to see what they say, how they perceive it, what they think, you know, get a different viewpoint. So yeah, I'm kind of just eager to see, just a bunch of other YouTubers that I watch reactions to this news and info from Viewing On, and maybe some of you guys fans who watch my videos, what you guys think about this, but or how you guys perceive it. I don't know. But yeah, I just think that it's interesting. Like, he's unlike all the other films in the series, quite a lot of Scream 6 is set on the same night as the opening scene. So like, yeah, like you could assume that, half this movie could be taking place on the same night, the same day, and then the other half will be on a different day, the next day, pretty much. Um, I don't know. I think that could work. Like I said, depending on execution. Um, but like I said, we'll just have to see. But it's honestly it's kind of different though if that's the case, because I mean, he even said it himself. Viewing on, he said it himself. He literally said, unlike all the other films in the series, that right there just, you know, he basically said it himself that this has never been done before by him saying, like, unlike all the other films in the series. By viewing on saying that, that kind of just proves, that this has never been done before. This, what he's talking about here has never been done before in a Scream movie. So it could be interesting to see how it could be done in Scream 6 with it, like half the movie being set up on the same day, the same night after the opening scene, like, you know, and basically like half this movie could be um, like on Halloween, as we know, and then the next it can end up leading until the next day, where the rest of the half of the movie will then take place the day after Halloween, November 1st. So yeah, that's never stuff like that. Um, You know, a Scream movie. Like I feel like a lot of the times, you know, as he even said himself, like I said, um, unlike all the other films in the series, basically this has never been done before. So, you know, with Scream 6, you know, this could be a different thing with having half their film take place on the same day, the same night. You know, I just think that that's interesting and it's different. So depending on execution, I think it could work honestly, and it's something, you know, it's a new concept. So I don't know. I really don't know but I can't really give a full, you know, thought on this because I really don't know. But I've been seeing some fans' reactions to this. You know, just some of his comments that I read from ViewerAnon. Um, oh my gosh, my bad, guys. I don't know how my AirPods die so freaking fast. Like every time I make a video, they just die so quickly. But yeah, my bad, guys. But anyways, hold on. Yeah, I'm just making sure the audio is still good. But yeah, like I said, depending on execution, I think that you know, it could work this way. But like I said, I really don't know. But I was reading some of ViewerAnon's, you know, comments from his post on Twitter, this post right here. And some of the comments on his Twitter, you know, they were saying like, "Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, what does this mean?" Um, like, it's, you know, some fans were saying that this is a good thing. Some fans were saying, you know, they don't like this. So I'm kind of seeing, you know, mixed responses to what ViewerAnon said here with his post on Twitter. So yeah, you know, and I'm kind of in that boat where I really don't know what to think about this because I'm honestly just kind of confused myself. Like, you know, there's definitely many possibilities that this could go in. So yeah, I can't really give full thoughts on this, but I think it's interesting. And like I said, it could work depending on execution, but I don't know. I'm just excited to see, you know, more fans, you know, reactions to this, so that way I can see, you know, their thoughts on it and their viewpoints, and you know, other YouTubers cover this as well, so that way I can see their thoughts and viewpoints as well. Because you know, sometimes getting others' thoughts and opinions can kind of help your viewpoint as well on certain things. So I'm interested to see what some others will have to say about this news from ViewerAnon that he posted today. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments down below. Like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And I know I had said I was gonna make my Friday the 13th video. It was like my Friday the 13th franchise favorite kills video. I was supposed to do it yesterday, whenever it was Friday the 13th, but now I figured it was already too late at this point, so that's why I never did it. But I don't know. I was just like, I don't know if I should even do it anymore. I'm already late to the Friday the 13th train, you know. So I was just like, should I even post this video about the Friday the 13th franchise, my favorite kills and whatnot? Because it's not even Friday the 13th anymore. It was on Friday, but not anymore. So I don't know. I just ended up not posting it. But I am gonna do cover some news though with the Friday the 13th prequel TV series that is coming out. Because some interesting news came out recently about it that, you know, I think will be fun to talk about. But yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. Like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And I said it in my last video when I ended it, and I'll say it again. Like I said, always take stuff with a grain of salt. a lot of the times, even if it comes from a valid source, you still never know for sure, because even valid sources can get wrong information and they might not know about it and they'll post it. And sometimes it might not even be accurate. But, a lot of the times valid sources will, come out and outright say that they're wrong and admit it. So, they'll apologize for it. So it's not usually when it comes to valid sources posting wrong information, it's not really a big deal because, they're still credible and reliable and they apologize for it. And they they don't try to just purposely post false information. That's why they're considered reliable for a reason. But like I said, either way though, a lot of the times, like I said, take information with a grain of salt because you just never know. A lot of information with this movie or anything, because with Scream 6 specifically here, like, we're going to end up heading into the marketing very soon. I mean, the marketing is slowly building up right now. And once this movie starts really building up on the marketing, we're going to be starting to see a lot of leaks, a lot of spoilers, a lot of false information. And, I'm just trying to say, be careful for all that, guys, Be careful for spoilers and leaks and false information and, just that's basically what I'm trying to say here. So be careful for all that, guys. Because, yeah, that's definitely going to be the case, most likely, whenever the marketing starts building up for Scream 6, which sucks, but it happens, and we just got to try to avoid that stuff, So, yeah, that's all I got to tell you guys. Like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.